Welcome, 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 welcome. You are
Why
now
you got me
tuned.
looking like a potato?
Bro, you are Mr. Potato Head. That's you.
Mr. Potato Head, Mr. Potato Head, Mr. Potato Head.
You are not tuned in with. Man, like you messed up my whole intro.
You messed up the intro.
I don't even know what I'm saying now. Episode 44, Eyesonpodium podcast. I'm here with my bros, Chris and Henny. I don't know what's going on with him.
No worries. Start the show. Just play it.
All right, let's get it
Play,
rocking.
play, 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 play.
I don't read no comments. I don't care what they say. Time and place, we can talk about it. Last night I was wildin'. Made 2K over 2K. It's a new day and I'm back to problem. Bank account be crowded. By next June, need 5 rooms, soundproof. Watch them doubt it. Hey, they try to talk me out here. I done wasted some greatness just sitting there trying to think about it. I go charm my ring, give all of my homies rollies. I'm a hot pick, rolling with me, gon' be low key. Best believe it's more of us, but today I'm dolly.
You know what we got to do. It's the end of the season. We took some time off so we
What
can
a
think
journey.
about it. You know what I'm saying? Let it simmer.
Right?
You know what I mean? Now we get to come back with a clear head. You know what I mean? I don't know if we put the pitchforks down. We not trying to get people out of here. We not trying to go strangle people. We good. Shouts out to Miami, Eastern Conference champions. Shouts out to Denver, Western Conference champions. But we here to talk about the Knicks. Was it a successful season? You know
My
what I
favorite
mean?
topic.
How was it? How should we feel as Knicks fans? You know what I mean? Leon Rose doing what he doing. How we building? How should we build? We got a lot to get into. Chris, start us off, man. What's your take on this?
So I think absolutely the Knicks season was a success. The Knicks won 10 more games than they did last year, and which is obviously a step in the right direction. You know, they took Miami, who was now in the NBA Finals, took them to 6 games. You know, and it's just experience. You know, they played tough. Miami was the tougher team. They played a little better, but going into next year, it just has to be a step up. You're going to need players to be a lot better next year. RJ Barrett is going to have to be a lot better. You know, we expected a significant improvement from him coming into this year. It wasn't that significant this year, but there's always room for improvement. So that's the great part about it. There's always another season where you can improve, you know? So the Knicks coming out of the first round in general is a huge success.
Yeah.
Went from not making the playoffs last year to making it to the second round of the playoffs this year. Nothing but success. Nothing but success. You're moving in the right direction. I think there's another move that needs to be made going into next year. To help get another player that can create on the perimeter to help relieve some stress off of Jalen Brunson, because I feel like he has to kind of do everything in terms of getting people in their spots and also being that scorer that can create. Right? He's their best creator. So I feel like they need that perimeter bona fide scorer to be able to get over the hump next year.
Honey?
I'm gonna super piggyback off of you. It's gonna be like I'm riding your back for real, for real.
I carry you all the time anyway. Sorry.
Okay, he's a liar. The Knicks had such a successful season. It feels like we won the ring. That's how successful of a season that this was. They've improved in every stat category, all across the board. We didn't make the like we said, we ain't make the playoffs last year. We make it this year, and the chemistry is beautiful. We acquired a new point guard. That's tough to have a new point guard to get to the 5th seed this season. We acquired a free agent. That's tough to acquire a player that's he's in our rotation and be a part of the rotation and we still figured it out. So I could only imagine what we do with more time together. I think this season was just a building block for what's to come in the future. The next year, I think the Knicks should end up back here. I still would consider it a positive place to be because they're in the playoffs. They're making it to the second round. Now you just keep adding, you keep building, and see where you go from there. It's a start. This season with a new point guard, some acquisitions in the halfway through the season. It's a good start. It was a successful season.
Yeah, I think we got to give some credit to the New York Knicks organization, front office, coaching staff. They've been doing a good job. There's some mistakes that they've made. They came back the following offseason to rectify them. I love that. Tom Thibodeau, he didn't stick with Fournier, which we all thought that he would just stick with Fournier.
He would. Hard-headed. Tibbs listened.
Tibbs listened. He played Grimes. Grimes played. He got better this season. I do think it was a successful season. Emmanuel quickly, he finished second in six man of the year. Julius Randle was a All NBA player again. He came back in favor of the fans up until he fell back out of favor. But I felt like now, I think the fact that we've seen him, about his injury, his ankle injury, we see him. So I think people are like, all right, cool. Like, all right, I guess he probably was really injured. That's why you were playing like we seen you play all year.
I agree. I feel like that had a lot to do with his struggles later on in the playoffs. I really do. I really, really do. And the fact that we saw that he just had to get surgery on his ankle kind of proves that was a significant injury. The fact that you got to get an ankle surgery afterwards.
Right.
I'm gonna have to disagree with both of you. I've watched every Knicks game, and y'all know how I feel about Randall. It's the effort factor. For me, it's not. I don't care about the offense really, but when you not hedging on picks, when you not boxing out on rebounds, it's just the little things. He could still box out. He could still set a good screen. These brush screens that he sets. Even with I'm talking about the playoff series against the Heat, he lacked effort. When he couldn't score, he was a cone out there. So, yeah, he tried. I understand he had a surgery, but if he's on the court, you're playing, at least you could do minimum give effort. So, I mean, you got to work on that. For me to accept him into my good graces, he's going to have to work on the effort. The effort is most important.
I get it, but it's also a mental factor. If your body, especially a part of your body like your ankle, is not right, it's hard to put a lot of effort in those kind of positions, like on defense and hedging, and then it just gets frustrating when you don't got it going offensively. It just starts playing. The mind games start kicking in, and then you start feeling. You probably start feeling more of the pressure because you're not able to contribute how you want, and then you're not playing well on top of it.
Right.
So it's like it's kind of like a bit of frustration for him. Not saying it's right. He got to be better mentally. It's tough. It's hard.
Yeah.
A lot of the game is mental. And it's just certain things you gotta fight through and be mentally tougher with. But
I agree with you. It's not just it wasn't just that series. It wasn't just the playoffs. It was the whole season. He's been
not the whole season. Let's be honest. Let's be fair, not honest. Let's be fair.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
His lack of effort is it's been the whole season to me, because when he's not having a good game, you see it more, and hence he wasn't having a good game, so you've seen it more. He had a good season offensively, so you rarely see it. But
when he doesn't have it going,
exactly, of course, every player is going to have their moments, but it was just games where it's just like
he shows the frustration.
Yeah, every single time, and he does this the whole season. But he had a good season effort wise. No, because if he's not going offensively, count him out.
Yeah.
Would you take Jared Jackson Jr. over Julius Randle?
Yes.
Yeah. Henny?
I think so.
Because like I asked that because when you look at the All NBA team, right? You have Jason Tatum, Giannis, Embiid.
This is one.
That's
one, right?
Right? That's one. You'll take all three of those players over Julius Randle. And then you go Jokic, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler. How many of those players are you taking over Julius Randle?
2.
2 out of the 3. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? 3 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 3?
That's tough. I might take 3. All 3 of them over him.
So you got Braun, LeBron James, and Sabonis. And then you got Julius Randle. When it comes to the forwards, it's like who do you trade Julius Randle for? It's 25, 10, 12, and 4 and 5 assists a game. Like, that's tough. You know what I mean?
Right. I would take Jaren Jackson because number one, he's defensive player of the year. 2, he's one of those players that can stretch the floor, but he doesn't need the ball. Like, he can be a player that can get the nitty-gritty buckets, but also he could give you 30 randomly on a night, like he's capable of doing it. But he's not somebody that commands the ball like Julius Randle.
But that's what makes Julius Randle really good, right? Because he has the ability to
be able to do that.
2 on the ball. You got to double Randle sometimes, right? Like, he can cook you for 40 because he's gonna give you 25 regardless.
Right.
So if I'm looking at a trade for Julius, I'm not looking to replace him at the power forward. Whoever I trade Julius for is automatically going to either be center, shooting guard, small forward, because I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket of Obi Toppin, and then I'm going to go for more of a wing player if I'm trading him. So I wouldn't limit him to just looking at forwards,
So what wing player? My thing is, I don't really see a trade out there for Julius.
I agree.
I don't see one.
It's hard to trade. He's a weird player where he fits us because we kind of need him, and for us to make a trade for him, the only people we can trade him for are superstars, because he's borderline that 20, 25, and 10, and nobody's going to give up a superstar at the current moment close to for like an even swap or picks,
I feel like Julius, when healthy, right? When healthy,
which he's been basically all year, besides the ankle injury towards the end.
When healthy, with a point guard like Jalen Brunson, he's a viable number 2, number 3 option, right?
Right.
And I feel like he's actually really good. And if the Knicks is able to make a move, it can actually help him which is possibly in just investing in Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, those duos, and upgrading the wing position, which will be RJ, into someone who can shoot and is good in the pull-up game, who can pull up, who can come off pick and rolls, who can, like what Chris said, create for themselves, but from the perimeter, so that Julius could still have more room, because he clogs up the paint with Mitchell Robinson. See, the problem with trading Julius Randle is if you trade Julius Randle, you're gonna have to do something. You're probably gonna have to remove 2 or 3 people in your lineup. And that's just terrible for chemistry.
Right.
And Julius, I'm not even gonna lie, Julius at one point this season was playing like he was the MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Like Julius is.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to even think of a trade for him. Like, because it's like the only people that you can talk about him in the same conversation is LeBron, AD, Giannis. You know, those are the type of players that does that same thing. But again, it's the effort, and at best, he put up these numbers, but he needed a point guard to do it.
For sure.
You know,
for sure.
And that's just it's like a hard sell.
I mean,
you know?
I think hindsight too. Like, I know, like, people like Stephen A. Smith, and they're gonna keep talking about this Donovan Mitchell thing. I felt like we made the best decision by not trading for Donovan Mitchell. I feel like we did we actually did the thing that we should have done, which was have patience. And then we got Brunson, and he actually made Julius Randle better. Emmanuel quickly got better when Tom Thibodeau shortened the rotation, gave him more minutes.
And sent Donovan packing.
So you don't believe we would have beaten the Heat if we had the scoring power of Donovan Mitchell?
I do.
It would have been Julius Randle, like you want, as the third option, Jalen Brunson, and Donovan Mitchell.
I feel like defensively we will be terrible. I feel like we would be terrible defensively, because Donovan Mitchell was getting cooked literally by Jalen Brunson. Literally. We lost the New York Knicks lost 2 quarters in the entire series, in the Cavaliers series. 2 quarters. Much better team.
But they didn't have the IQ like how we did. Like we just had the personnel. If you take Donovan Mitchell out of that equation and put Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks, he would be as successful as Julius Randle with a point guard like Jalen Brunson.
I feel like a player like Donovan Mitchell right now is what the Knicks need, but not Donovan Mitchell.
You mean his player type.
His player type.
Like what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For like what he does, but not someone who's heavy on the ball though. You don't need someone super heavy on the ball. A player like Chris Middleton, a player like Zach LaVine, like someone who could go get 20, right? But do it off of jump shots.
I wouldn't get Chris Middleton. He is on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah, I definitely would go for LaVine though. For sure would go for LaVine.
Something I would think about, but I'm still let's not get it twisted. I'm still a RJ stan. I do believe in him.
RJ's good. It's just the 3. It's just the pairing of RJ, Julius, and Mitch. There's no shooting,
right?
Really, right? Like,
right. I agree.
Yeah.
And they all 3 of them clog the paint. Right. That's the thing. Are you going to trade Mitch for a player like Miles Turner? Right? Because that helps Julius and that helps RJ. But is Tom Thibodeau going to give up his anchor? He loves Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, right. But Mitchell Robinson don't love him. He's not touching the ball enough. You know that he's not touching. He's not touching the ball enough. He has some complaints about the offense. But it's neither here nor there with that. I think I agree with you with the spacing. The space is really, really ugly. But that's not that can't the fact that RJ's 22, correct?
Yeah.
22, he's able to still learn how to shoot, versus an older vet where they are who they are. RJ can still prove himself and be what we need versus just adding somebody. The chemistry. He just gotta work. He just gotta work. I still believe in him. I'm gonna let his contract ride. His contract
is fine. His contract's fine. But
no, I'm saying before we even think about moving him, let him just ride out the contract. He's 22. He's still young. Let him learn.
Bro, listen.
He could develop a jump shot.
He could develop a jump shot. He could. He can. However, Zach LaVine has a jump shot today.
Right.
And we can get.
Are you willing to mess up the chemistry that we're building?
But that's the thing.
Again?
That's the thing. One, honestly, Leon Rose didn't draft him, so they're not tied to RJ how people think they are. They're not.
It's not the upper management. It's more the team. Like, damn, they'll move anybody because of this.
Yes.
They'll start thinking.
The Knicks need more shooting. Like, they need it.
Spacing.
They need spacing, right?
Like, not even just shooting. Not even people who can shoot well. Because RJ can end up shooting 40% and it's still not help the team because he's not creating spacing. Right? It's like they're still not going to respect him. So he's still going to be. He's going to clog this. Him being on the court is going to clog the paint. And he's going left.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot whose podcast I was watching. They was talking about a gravity stat on who has the best, who pulls in the defense. So it's like a gravity stat. It's I don't know who had the highest within the 10-year span, but they were talking about the gravity stat. So what a gravity stat is just what percentage of the players on defense gravitate towards that player, like how percent of the time that they gravitate towards that player. And I think it was either Ray Allen. No, it was I think it was 20 years because he said it was D Wade. D Wade gravity was high.
That's Coach Chris.
Yeah, it was D Wade. I remember. So D Wade had a high gravity. So in hindsight, yes, RJ doesn't have a high gravity percentage from the defense. So yes, he does clog the paint, but he can develop, like you said, maybe a 40%. I still think 40% is solid enough to open up the field. Like there was a point where Josh Hart and RJ played together. It was atrocious.
It was terrible.
It was easy to guard, but he wasn't hitting shots.
Yeah, so make him in the jump shooters.
Yeah, if he goes up, that's why 40%.
If you go up 40%, it helps, right? It helps.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that it still doesn't create spacing.
Because his ability to get to the basket is getting better, I think that creates even bigger
rather
gravity.
Take that shot. They'll be like, all right, take that shot. Take that shot. And then we're gonna make sure Jalen Brunson just don't come in the paint. Like, take that shot.
I think that's for now. I believe in RJ. He just gotta work. Like this, he has all the tools. He has everything. He got to put in the work himself. It's not nothing that's defined. He's not defined yet. That's a good definition for RJ. He's not defined yet. We still don't know what he is. We can look at players like Mike Conley. We know what he is.
Right.
We don't know what RJ is because he's 22 and he got at least 10 years left. 10 years you can change. You can change in 10 years. I'm not giving him all away 10 years, but I'm just saying.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm not ready yet.
Here's the thing. He's gonna be making $23 million next season. Zach LaVine's gonna be making like 40. RJ, Obi. They're not gonna pay Obi, right? They're not gonna pay him. He's either gonna be a restricted free agent or they're going to use him as.
They're not gonna match nothing he get. I'm
trade
sure they ain't gonna match. How much you want for him?
So it's either gonna be a trade piece or, restricted free agent. So, Obi, RJ, couple picks. We got the Pistons pick for next season, protected. We got Dallas pick for next season, top 10 protected, which, it should be over top 10.
Hopefully they do a little bit better, just a little bit, just 2 more games better, please.
We got our pick for next year, which I don't think we can trade because we traded our pick for Josh Hart, so I don't know if we can do back to back.
Yeah, we can't do
back to back.
You
so,
can't.
However, we have the 2020. We have our 2025, and we have Milwaukee's 2025 top 4 protected, right? And they look like a team that is crumbling right now because they go. With the new CBA, it's going to be a lot to pay for these players. So they may, you know what I mean? You never know. They may dip a little bit.
Anything is possible.
Everything is possible. The Golden State Warriors was able to get James Wiseman. You know what I mean? Anything is possible. So I feel like they can do it. They can go get LaVine. Get Fournier contract is $18 million. He's an expiring contract. D Rose team option expiring contract. We can make the money. We can make it happen.
Nah, D Rose is a team option this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's too late to trade him, I believe.
Oh,
I don't think you can trade him. No, it's a team. I doubt they sign him back because it's like a $14 million team option.
13, yeah.
So they're declining that for sure. They're declining that. They're not going to pay him to sit there. So we can look. He's a good morale person. I don't mind signing him back. I don't mind him signing him back for the vet minimum to give us some space. But you still got to pay Josh Hart. $2 million. You still got to pay Josh Hart. Josh Hart a must because he's a free agent. He can still go somewhere else.
Talking about Josh Hart.
As much as he loves New York, he can still go somewhere else.
Talking about Josh Hart, he's not going nowhere else. Most impressive Knick this season. Who you got, Chris?
My man Jay Brunson, boy.
Jay Brunson?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Villanova connection.
Jalen Brunson. He put on a clinic this year. Like the fact, coming from a team like Dallas, and he showed little stints of like what he can do. But it's different between like having those opportunities and you take advantage of those opportunities because we've seen it before. Like, we've seen players take advantage of those opportunities when their time came, and then when they went to another team, they kind of fell off. Right? Jalen Brunson literally, he should have been an all-star this year. To me, he was an all-star.
Definitely should have been an all-star this year.
Came to the Knicks, turned the whole season around,
balled out,
took them to the second round of the playoffs. He
dropped 41 in the elimination game.
Sorry, he was definitely the most He's definitely the most impressive Knick to me because he proved that he can run an NBA team,
and he proved that it don't even matter what system you put him in. But put me in a system with Luka and 4 and 3 other shooters and a stretch 5 out, or don't do it. It don't matter. It don't matter the system. We want to run pick and roll. We don't want to run pick and roll. You want me to? It just shows
how good of a player he is. Yeah,
he's a bona fide star. He is a star, and we got him on the low.
Right.
I love that pick, Chris. You want to go, Henny? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say my most impressive Knick this season.
Quickly,
it's IQ, baby. It's IQ. I told y'all about IQ. I told y'all before the season start. I was screaming, "Give IQ the keys!" Right? We didn't give IQ
you wanted him to start. You wanted him to start.
He folded in the playoffs though, but whatever.
He got hurt. He hurt his ankle. Chill.
Yeah, it was a
He was
he
fine.
He folded in the playoffs. He folded. I can't
Folded
even.
like a laundry.
Lights was bright, but even brighter for the Cavs. He got lucky.
Yeah, he did get lucky. But I
He
think
played
he's
well.
come back.
He played well in that elimination when they eliminated them. I believe eliminated them.
Yeah,
though,
he
I
played
believe.
well in that game last
Yeah,
year.
that was game. Yeah.
Pressure was off of him. We was already winning.
I feel like he needed more. I feel like he needed more time to be. I think he was needing more time to be on the floor. And Tom Thibodeau in the playoffs is such a possession game. You're not able to work your way into a game. You got to be on.
Right.
Right.
On that. Yeah.
Right.
So much more physical.
He's a microwave
pace
player
is different.
Chris, go say that again.
No, I was saying, I said this playoff basketball is just a totally different game. This way more physical. It's a different pace. Like you just got to be on. Like you don't have. I mean, depending on who you are, right? Because we've seen Jason Tatum do it. He was like struggling all game, and then he picked it up in the fourth quarter. But IQ is not
a superstar
where Tatum is at, right? He's not a superstar who's gonna continue to get the ball all game to be able to figure it out.
Right.
So when he's out there, IQ got to figure it out. Like he doesn't have, he's not playing 36 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little more difficult for him. So those role players, that too.
So it was a little hard. This was his first playoff. The energy is different. The crowd is different. The crowd really affects you. You know, the lights really affect you. The moment really affects you. But the magnitude of that moment, this is not a regular season game. You know, it's win or go home. This is your last game.
Does he make more than Austin Reeves this off season?
Nah,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Austin Reeves is commanding.
Austin Reeves is starting.
Right.
And balling with LeBron.
Right.
I
just have to
taking the ball out of LeBron's hands.
I
just had to ask that question before we go.
There was a point where I was watching Austin Reeves. I'm like, this kid just don't miss. He just don't miss. Like, he's good, man.
All right. Henny, who's your most impressive Knick this season? Before we move on.
It's same another piggyback.
Jalen Brunson
keep carrying me. Yeah, like beginning of the season, I was so worried, bro. I was so worried. It was like we literally sitting here saying, "Oh, it'll be okay if he averaged 17 and 5. You know, that would be cool." Everybody on the internet talking about, "Oh, we just overpaid for a role player." Had me nervous, you know. Had me nervous, and he blew out expectations. You know, made the playoffs.
He was the answer. He was the answer.
He was the point guard that you hate to hear. HV, the Knicks need a point guard. This is what we mean when the Knicks need a point guard. You say, "Why the Knicks don't need a point guard?" So I'm saying, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Regardless, he's a combo, the new variation of a point guard, but he's legit a point guard. And you see, and me, Chris, been saying it for years, like how the Knicks need a point guard. And this is what happened when you get a point guard. I hope he. So I'm not going to lie. He's borderline star to me. To me, for you to be a superstar, you got to do it twice. So I don't think I think he's going to have a great year next year.
Yeah. I
don't think he's gonna upset me. So, but we'll see. I got to see it first. I got to see it to believe it. Now teams are this is different when your second year coming around, because now teams are scheming for you all year. Now you're the priority for defenses. They're going to be looking for you. They're going to make sure that you don't do what you do good. You know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see if he becomes a star next year, superstar.
He's definitely going to be all-star next year. You can book that. All-star.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree.
He's gonna be. I mean, it depends if Dame comes to the East, he may end up being the best point guard in the East. Who else is in the East as a point guard?
Drew Holiday, Trae Young, Gabe Vincent.
Yeah, he gonna be the best point guard in the East.
Darius Garland.
Bucket.
Okay.
And before we pull off for the Knicks, RJ into Levine into Devin Booker. All right, let's get into let's
You are insane. You are the most insane person I've ever met. I don't even want to be here anymore.
What
I'm
do
out of here.
you mean? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What you saying? Listen.
What do you mean by
insane.
that? What do you mean by that?
Please slow down.
What do you mean
Before
by that?
we move on, slow it down. What you know? This guy's crazy. I don't even want an explanation. Just go ahead. Let's move on. We've been here too long. Let's move on. Let's move
into
on.
Zach LaVine.
They heard you. We heard you.
Into Devin Booker.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next. Let's go.
This
guy's
crazy.
Oh my gosh. Where we at with it?
Oh man.
Was the Lakers season a success? Was it successful or not? I mean, they was a playing team. I mean, you ask me. They're a playing team that ended up going to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept bad. They got a lot of questions to answer this summer. Cap space, Kyrie rumors. Are you gonna re-sign D'Angelo Russell? How much you gonna pay Austin Reeves? All these questions they gotta answer. But I would say, from my perspective, the Lakers had a great season. Not a good season, a great season. They overcame AD being injured. They overcame LeBron being injured. For them to go all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Did they get swept? Yes, but they probably got swept by the team that's going to be hoisting up the trophy. So yeah, man, and I don't know what's gonna happen next year. I don't know if what's gonna happen, but as far as this year went, to me, great season, phenomenal.
I would agree. It was a great season. There's so much adversity they had to withstand. It came to the last game for them to see where they at. Got into the play-in, made it to the playoffs, and got busy. They beat Grizzlies, who I had the Grizzlies winning. I just thought their youth would take over. They beat Golden State, who people had them going to the finals, and then they got swept by possibly, like you said, the NBA champs. They did a lot. That was a impressive. Oh, forgot. And they changed once again. LeBron changes his roster in the middle of the season once again. So they got to go through that. That's not easy, So I think this to get to the conference finals. I think that's a successful season.
Chris?
No, it didn't end how they wanted, but
I'd have to disagree with both of y'all.
Talk your talk, bro. Talk your talk.
So for me, right, when I look at a team that has LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I feel like it's championship or nothing. Right? You're talking about the person that people ideally call the best player in the world, and then you look at you're playing with another player that also is considered top 5 when healthy, right? When you have both of those players on the floor and Anthony Davis sustained being healthy the entire playoffs, I expect them to win the championship. Every team you match up against, your 2 players are better than every other team's 2 players. You look at the Grizzlies. LeBron and AD are better than whatever tandem the Grizzlies has. John Moran and Jaren Jackson, better than them, right? Then you go to Golden State, right? Steph Curry, and then who's the second best player? Who can we call the second best player in Golden State?
I think that duo, Draymond. That's if you ask me.
Okay, but they still outbeat that. Then you go to Denver, right? Jokic and Murray, right?
Yeah.
Even if you say Jokic is better than LeBron, right? Right.
Who's better
Some
than
people
AD?
won't, some people won't agree. But who's close to AD? Right. So for me, I just feel like you have those two players of that magnitude, you gotta win a championship.
So why do you feel like they didn't win a championship? I mean, they had a new coach, first year coach, and he got to the Western Conference Finals. Right. Still, I mean, so what do you feel like? What do you feel like? Why? Like, who do you point the finger at? Oh, where do you point the finger? Or fingers. Please.
Well. I mean, it's a couple of things. AD didn't play up to par. I mean, he didn't play as well as he should have. AD could have been a lot more dominant, but he got dominated by Joker in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, LeBron could have been a little more dominant too. I feel like LeBron was. I feel like he. Yeah. How many games he have? 40.
No, he is 40.
Oh, he is 40. He's not 40.
You're right. He didn't have a lot of games that year.
But I'm just saying he shot
very bad. He did shoot very bad that season.
I felt like Braun was coasting until like the last game. I think he scored the most in the last game before they got eliminated. So I just feel like the sense of urgency just wasn't there by Braun and AD. I think Austin Reeves played amazing. Like I was saying before, he's earning whatever contract he's about to get.
Great pickup.
D'Angelo Russell also struggled. That was another reason. Murray was tearing him a new one. It's funny because the first possession of the series, I saw Jamal Murray get to the basket so easily. And I just said, this is about to be Jamal Murray's series. Like, just the way he got to the basket was too easy. It was like nobody was guarding him. So I said, they're not going to have an answer for him. What are they going to do? So, I mean, it was just a couple of things for the Lakers. But I just feel like as having LeBron and AD, I feel like their dominance together could overcome any other duo. Like the way AD was playing earlier in the year, he was playing like an MVP at 1.2 earlier in the year.
He was doing.
He was on a tear. He was on a tear.
That was the AD best player when he's healthy.
That was the player that they needed, right? And if that player would have played, and LeBron plays how LeBron plays, I just don't see anybody beating them. You know, it more seemed like everybody else was trying to. You know, it more seemed like I heard Chris Broussard say this too. Like AD is not alpha. Like AD should have been like, this game is mine. I'm taking this over.
Instead of LeBron,
I'm gonna carry. Right. Like you guys said, LeBron is about to be 40 soon. Right. And next year LeBron's gonna be 40. So he's 38.
He's 38. He'll be 39 in December.
Yeah, he'll be 39 in December. Yeah, so he'll be 40 next year. So AD should have taken that load so that LeBron could have just followed up with his. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's not what happened. AD played subpar.
Right.
So then LeBron wasn't able to just be carried by that into being who he is.
Right.
Again, he's 38. Like, that's AD's job to carry that to carry. Like he's supposed to get in that mode and go crazy.
I mean, with that being said, like, where do you feel like how they move forward, Henny? Like, where do you see the Lakers going? You know, they got the Kyrie shit going on. Like, where do you see?
So with the Lakers, not with the Lakers, with LeBron, you know, rumors start circulating. This is after he's done playing basketball for the season. This is the point of the season where he puts his GM hat on and starts figuring it out to get his new team assembled, because all these vet minimums are about to go to other teams.
Right.
So I think it's a big question is what does the Lakers want to do? Because that last layup LeBron took, no lift, got blocked by Murray. So now you have to make a decision. Do you give money to the team to still build around LeBron and give him some help, or you just put something around him and compete and build for the future? So, those two choices come between signing D'Lo or trying to go out and sign Kyrie. You try to sign Kyrie, you're in it with LeBron. You go ahead and sign D'Lo, you're just anticipating the rebuild. And in my opinion, I think they should go for the D'Lo.
You think they should just run
start,
it back?
Yes, and just start anticipating LeBron's retirement. Still compete, but you just I think they got to get rid of AD. I think it's time for him to go.
I don't get rid of AD until LeBron goes. I gotta wait till LeBron goes.
I agree.
He's still he's so.
Because what do
you got to get it
for? That's the thing, right? Like we look in this new NBA. When you look into new NBA, right? It's like as fans, we want to make these trades, but it's like for who? Who are you gonna trade him for? To do what? To who's gonna be your number one? If not him, then who?
So to go back to the point when I was saying too, like right with D'Lo not being able to play defense, right? A part of that was D'Lo's inability to be able to put pressure on Murray as well. So with that being said, I would go get Kyrie, right? Kyrie is somebody that could put pressure on. Yeah, he can match. He can match that. He could go put pressure on someone else offensively too. He's also someone who could go out there and create on the perimeter and take over and get the ball out of LeBron's hands. So he doesn't have to be. And if AD doesn't want to be that alpha, Kyrie could do it. You know, so I personally, if I'm the Lakers, I would definitely try to go after Kyrie.
Yeah, I would. I mean, just for the money. Damn everything else. Kyrie and AD, LeBron, Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
I know it sounds good, but what it is a 39-year-old LeBron, injury prone AD, and D'Lo, who's been moved around the league. I mean, Kyrie, who's not really reliable during the season. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, it's circus.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. That's what I'm saying. I know it's hard to like move a player like AD, but
I personally think Kyrie will be fine. I feel like this year, what happened with Kyrie was just that was just taken out of context, and I guess because of what happened with Kyrie. All of the situations beforehand, it was just taken out of context, and they just blew the situation up because of who he was. I feel like if it was anybody else, it wouldn't have been made such a big deal, but because it was Kyrie Irving, they just went so crazy about it, and he got suspended. But saying before that, Kyrie was more so of a bit available for the entire year.
I mean,
besides
he played
that,
60 games.
Right. So 60 games,
22 games.
Right. And I'm saying, and some of those came from a suspension.
Mm-hmm. And him being traded. So.
Him being traded, so he missed the games. Right. Mm-hmm. So that would have been upward of maybe 70 games he would have played, possibly. You know, like, so I think that whole reliable narrative, I really don't know if that's, I don't know. I don't think it sticks anymore.
Oh, no, it definitely sticks.
To me.
It's definitely gonna stick. It's definitely gonna stick, bro. Until he gotta play 65 games next season.
Yeah, to be eligible for anything.
You gotta play 65 games.
Yeah, which is tough. Do you care about it? It's gonna be a case where it's gonna be in people's contracts.
Yep.
The incentives is gonna change.
Yep.
And now you're gonna see who's after their money or who's after a ring. Because people can't rest. You can't rest no more. Rest don't work. Rest don't
Yeah,
work.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to rest because now you got to make up with those injury games. If you get injured,
Yeah, you definitely can't play.
Yeah, you can't play.
You can't miss no game. You can't miss no games.
Yep. Now you
Some
can't.
people
Now
gonna
you
get
can't
to
run.
65 and start taking time off. That's just what happens.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. After they hit the 65 mark, that is when they're gonna start trying to get the rest, which is smart, right? If Julius would have done this year, he probably wouldn't have got that ankle injury.
Yeah,
because he got to what? He got to what? 66. Oh, he got to 77.
Yeah.
See,
he missed the last 5 games of the season and quickly played 81 games.
And when he got injured, he shouldn't have been out there, right?
Nah, he
Yeah,
he wasn't out there, and
he just got ankle twisted, the same ankle twice.
Yeah,
freak accident, man.
Yeah, it's just.
All right. Okay.
Just yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about the NBA before we wrap up, man. Damian Lillard landing spots. He said Miami sounds good, because Bam is his guy. He said the Brooklyn Nets sounds good because Mikal is his guy. Yeah. I mean, Portland look like they're gonna trade Dame. They should. It makes the most sense for their organization and their future. Scoot Henderson is there. Just draft him. It's perfect for you to draft him. Keep Simons as the backcourt, and then trade Dame. Trade Dame for some picks.
More assets.
You said what?
The Nets got it too. I said for some more assets. The Nets got it too.
Yeah, trade Dame for some picks, some more assets. You can round out your team with Dame. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you can round out your team with Dame. You can if you trade him, right? If you trade him to Miami, you can go get Tyler Hero, right? Because you're not gonna be able to afford it. Tyler Hero, Max Strus.
So what do you do? What do you do with Anthony Simons, Scooter, if they pick Scooter, and Tyler Hero, and then you got Sharp.
I mean, Sharp is like a 3.
I saw Sharp is untouchable. I saw Blaze that said Sharp is untouchable.
Yeah, I think he's a 3.
But I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of guards to develop. That's a lot of guards.
What you mean?
In my opinion,
Simons is already developed. I would say. I mean, he could go ahead and be an all-star.
Yeah, he's only getting better.
Yeah,
he's more on the upside of development. He's not fully there, but he's climbing to. He's almost there.
Yeah,
as an organization, don't you want to see what Scooter develops into?
Yeah, but why? But having 2 dynamic backcourt. Simons is a shooter, right? And Scoot is a driver, right? So they work in tandem well together. They can play together, right? So that works. It's really the wing position. It's really the Shading Sharp, who's probably going to be the 3. And they're just going to play them 3, and then you got.
How does that work? How does that work if they ship Tyler Hero there too?
The Tyler Hero thing would be tough.
Tyler. It don't make no sense.
Tyler Hero is gonna be tough.
Because I think position wise, like if Dame's trying to win a championship, I think Miami makes the most sense. Like you look at Miami's team, they need a Damian Lillard. Yeah. Right? Jimmy is the absolute leader, but Jimmy is not a strong 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. And then that comes into play when they're playing him really well on a 3-point line. You know, he makes difficult threes time and time again, but Jimmy's 3-point shot is not reliable. Yeah. Damian Lillard is a reliable 3-point shooter who can also shoot the mid range, get to the rim. Right? He's flawless. He's flawless offensively. You know, he can do it all well. You know, and he's liable to drop 60 any given night, you know, and he can also facilitate. He's a playmaker. Right. That's what they also need. And that could also elevate Jimmy and bring a lot of pressure off of him.
Dame being in Miami with Jimmy and Bam is tough. It don't even matter who you put around him. Anybody around him.
Clearly, right? And I'm shipping out Hero now because we've just saw that we could get to the NBA Finals without you.
Why?
I have a question.
Switch him out with Dame, no brainer.
The uniqueness about the Heat is they play like how they play. Does Dame fit that style?
Yeah, I think Dame can fit any style.
Yeah, Dame.
I think Dame can fit any style.
Dame is not a Dame is a dog.
Right.
I say this.
And he's a leader.
He's better than Kyle Lowry and Gabe Vincent put together, and he's more. He's as much of a dog as either one of them.
I say this to say because say they win is giving up your future for an older point guard, an older small forward, and an expiring contract in Bam worth selling how many picks they're gonna have to give up.
Yeah, can you
and your young core.
Yes, for sure. It's worth it.
It's not guaranteed.
It's worth it because one, he's not an older point guard. I mean, I'm sure he has probably 7 years left of being Dame. So that's that.
And even if he comes there, you're gonna get 4 years of Dame being Dame at least. 4 years. At least 4 years.
He's not injury prone. He plays every game all the time.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get it.
He's not injury prone. He's gonna be there. He don't choke, right? He don't come up short. He don't do stuff.
You getting a superstar.
Yeah, he don't do any of that stuff. You don't.
somebody who's averaging 30 a game.
Yeah, Dame doesn't come with any of those narratives. None of that. Dame is literally like the point guard version of, to me, like Melo. Like he needs teammates. Like it's just me. Like I can't pass the ball to me. Like what Tom Brady's wife said. Like he can't pass the ball to himself. He can't pass the ball to himself.
Right. True.
And like Dom said,
like HP said, he's a dog.
He's a
dog. That is exactly where he should go. Like Miami fits him perfectly.
Perfectly. But do I, as a Knicks fan, do I want him in Miami? Absolutely not. Stay away. Unless you're gonna let me buy. Unless you're gonna help me. Unless you're gonna contract me to be your realtor. Then you can come to Miami, baby. Come to Miami. You know I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, cool. But if not, I'm not with that. Absolutely not. Go.
That'd be scary.
Go somewhere else.
Scary.
But the Portland's gonna trade him to the East. He's gonna be in the East.
Oh yeah, they're not helping anybody in the West.
They're not helping nobody in the West.
They're not helping anybody in the West.
As they shouldn't.
I think he has more than enough pull to request something. Like if they want to if he want to go to the Lakers, I'm pretty sure.
All his teams are in the East.
I got to trade.
No, that's what they asked him. That's not what his team.
Actually, what about if they trade Cat for Dame?
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I agree.
Reason being, you're gonna have Dame, Anthony Edwards, and Rudy Gobert.
No.
Nah,
I don't want to be. If I'm Dame, I don't want to go anywhere with dudes that can't prove they could win.
You're right.
You're right.
I want to go. I want to go where.
I'm pretty sure he has a no trade clause.
I want to go somewhere with culture. I don't know what's going on over there with the Timberwolves. It's already Edwards fighting to be the man with Cat. Now Dame about to come and he about to fight to be the man with him. Nah.
Right.
Jimmy Butler is gonna be like, Dame, go out there and do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
No questions asked. Like
Dame it's gonna be like D Wade and not D Wade. It's gonna be like Kyrie and LeBron. Like Jimmy gonna be LeBron and Dame gonna be Kyrie in that situation. That's scary.
Nah, it'll be the other way around. I think Dame would be LeBron.
He means from like the leader standpoint,
like from the playmaker. Like I mean, if I would rather the ball in Jimmy, not rather the ball in Jimmy's hands, but because Dame is such a lethal player on and off the ball, Jimmy could like set up. You know what I mean? Jimmy's just set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't leave him.
That I agree.
So that's what I mean. Like LeBron, you can't leave LeBron, but Kyrie, especially 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you got an agent like that?
I'm just saying. It's been a long time.
You say he hasn't been good for 7 years?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time for this man too. He got waived. Well, he's getting waived. We don't know if it's official.
I think he got waived. No, he did get waived.
They saying that they're going to waive him.
I seen a report that he was waived.
They said that he was waived, but I'm saying they had a follow-up report saying that it's not.
They might trade
Yeah,
him.
that was before they was either going to look for trades or waive him, and then I seen waived. But I
also believe. I personally believe if they do waive him, I think it's going to be to re-sign him. I think it's to get his $30 million contract off of their book, sign him for less. I think he's willing to take a pay cut so that they could get a better roster around them.
But don't he got dead money? It's still dead money if they just waive him. The money don't go away. It's not. I don't know how the cap situation works, but it don't go away.
Oh, it doesn't go away?
No, it don't go away.
Because that's what I saw. I saw that they wanted to waive him to be able to sign him to a smaller deal.
Yeah, but
only 75 million was 75 million was guaranteed.
So they I don't know if they wouldn't waive him without knowing that something else is out there. You know, they're smart about that. Jim Jones. No, yeah, James Jones. Is he still the?
Yeah, he is. But they got a new owner who's basically running things autonomously. Like he's the one making these decisions.
Correct. You know what other point guard is coming off the books?
Russell Westbrook.
Wrong. James Harden.
James Harden to the Suns?
You never know. You never know.
If James,
you never know. That. Just saying.
I would love that.
Just saying.
What about Chris Paul going to Boston?
I would like to see that. They finally get the leader that they need. They could sign him for the vet minimum, move Marcus Smart over, move Jaylen Brown over, sign him to the super duper max. They got Tatum and get just one point guard. Let Tatum play the 4 and get just one center. Stop running these 2 centers, please.
Well, they could just back each other up.
Who?
Horford and
Robert Williams and Horford.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get them both. Well, they play both on the court.
Well, who do you start? And I think that's the tricky part because Horford stretches the floor and Robert Williams doesn't.
Right. If I have Jason Tatum at the 4, which is they should do, like Henny's right. They should have Jason Tatum at the 4, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Robert Williams at the 5, and
I start Robert only because now if I'm getting CP3, that pick and roll
that benefits. Yeah, that's going to benefit Robert Williams a lot.
Nobody can set up Robert Williams. That's the problem. Right. That's the problem. Nobody can set up anybody. That's why Marcus Smart is taking shots in the 4th quarter. Grant Williams taking more shots than Jason Tatum in the 4th quarter. They don't have no setup guy. They don't have no playmaker, no IQ. They just got a bunch of young dudes who could dribble.
Yeah, I would definitely.
They make that move. For CP3.
Yeah,
it would look really good. I would love to see that.
Oh, maybe he goes. Oh, I almost said something crazy. I forgot that Doc got fired.
He goes back to the Clippers.
The Clippers. What about if he go back to the Clippers? Oh, I was saying go play with Doc in Philly, but I forgot Doc got fired. But yeah, Clippers. Go to the Clippers. Clippers is good.
Never know. Yeah, it could be a reunion.
I mean, they could probably go. I mean, with Tyronn Lue, Kawhi, PG.
Yeah.
That's just so tough because all 3 of them are injury prone. That's just too much to me, in my personal opinion.
It is. All 3 of them. All 3 of them being injury prone is crazy.
It is. All 3 of them is injury prone. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at seeing that. Where else?
Him in Boston, and him in going back to Phoenix is just the reasonable option. You know, whether if they want to stop. Nah, I can't see the Clippers. It's just
I feel like the Boston and the Clippers. I feel like the same reason he'll fit in Boston is the same reason he'll fit in the Clippers. Same reason.
Healthy, agreed.
Healthy,
they
yeah. You know what I
probably
mean? Yeah, but
they agree. That would look amazing, but I can't see them being healthy.
are you re-signing PG or Kawhi? I know they're up for an extension soon. You gonna re-sign them?
I'll keep. I don't know. I'll probably keep one of them and see what I can do.
I would keep PG.
I'm trading both of them. I'm calling it a day.
I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at that either. Cutting your losses and just getting rid of both of them. I mean,
build a team from the ground up.
Kawhi at this point is like guaranteed to not play half the season. Like,
right.
Like you already know what you're gonna get from him. So it's just like, why even put up with that? He just got another knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
who knows how long his recovery is?
Yeah, how are you gonna continue to put up with that?
Kawhi, PG, they're so talented. They're so good. They're the best healthy. They're the best two-way players.
I don't know.
Two-way wings.
Oh no, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum keep getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. They keep saying like, nah, we are, which I think they are, because we don't get hurt. We get all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? We get there 5 times in 6 years, or something like that. We get there.
I got a question before we end. Denver or Miami tomorrow?
Oh, I got Denver in 5. So they're not losing another game.
I got Miami in 6.
I'm gonna go with HB. I got Denver in 5. I feel like Denver, the game they lost, I feel like Denver made too many mental mistakes. They should have easily won that game. I feel like they lost that game themselves by making all of those fouls on 3-pointers that were horrible threes. Horrible threes at that.
When I tell everybody that, that's how they've won all their games, is mistakes from the other team. Now, when are we going to start saying that was a part of their game plan? They've been doing this all
fouling on threes.
I mean,
they've been doing it all playoffs.
Mistakes. They don't make mistakes, and they capitalize off you making mistakes.
They've been doing this all playoffs.
Right. I'm just saying it was just a lack of the Nuggets discipline. Like, that's all it was to me.
I understand, but that you can say that about Boston. You can say that about Knicks. You can say that about Chicago. Yes, I can. Yes, you can.
Not if you're going up 3-1. Nuggets handled Miami yesterday.
Yeah, they had no chance.
They handled them. Like,
they ran pick and roll, Jamal Murray and Jokic like 5 times up the court and got like great looks. I'm like, what am I watching?
They ran that zone and put Joker at the free throw line, and it was like lunch. Like, he was just dissecting the entire defense. They kept running that blitz at Jamal Murray. He was just frying their defense. Like,
they both had a triple double.
That's cold, bro. They both have triple doubles. I feel like the Nuggets are just they're just such a complete team. Yeah. They cut, they pass, they play for each other. They knock down a 3. They knock down big shot. They defend. Jamal Murray made so many timely baskets yesterday. Miami kept making a run. Jamal Murray would just ice it by hitting a shot to stop the bleeding. Like, he just continued to hit such timely shots, and that's what it's about. And they got that.
The stat people do it. They picked up his first final average versus Curry's first final average. He's averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists than Curry. His first time going to the finals.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Who, Jokic?
Murray.
No, Jamal Murray. Yeah, versus Curry and his first time.
Joker is leading the entire.
Why would they even make that a stat? I mean, Curry's the number 1 player, main focus, and then Jamal Murray's the secondary player on his team.
There you go, and that's why you make that comparison.
I would make the comparison
because he's the second best player on the team. He's averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists as a second option.
Yeah, but you're not. Your offense is not focused on stopping you first. He's the secondary option. So like I would make that comment against like Kobe, early Kobe years when he was the number 2 option with Shaq, right? I would look at those numbers, right? But instead of looking at a number 1 option when the entire defense is trying to collapse on you, I mean,
they also said Joker's leading the entire finals in points, rebounds, and assists.
Bro, he's averaging a triple-double for the playoffs.
I don't even want to see that comparison with him and Curry first thing. I think Jamal Murray was okay. It was just fine.
Huh?
I said the comparison between him and Curry and Jamal Murray is adequate enough. I think that it's not disrespectful. It's not nothing. It's just a comparison of their first playoff averages.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Finals average.
How do you compare number 1 and number 2? I just don't make sense to me. It just don't make sense. Compare two twos, or compare him to Klay Thompson. That doesn't even.
I'm pretty sure he'll blow him out the water.
But that's more of a better comparison than comparing the star player with the second star player.
It's just saying how good he's playing. That's all that stat was supposed to do.
That's what I understand, but that's just misleading. It's misleading. It's misleading.
Not really. It's just their first playoff game.
I understand, but it's misleading.
Murray's averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists. It's not really misleading. It's just saying, hey, he's playing good.
Yeah.
Especially
when the first time Curry went to the finals, he didn't have a second star. It was just him. He was the only All-Star on his team.
Agreed.
So that's the context. It's like, of course they're gonna like, you know what I mean? Like, okay. I mean, we can disagree or disagree. He didn't have another All-Star on his team. I don't understand how you compare him.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying
that's like privilege. That's like skill, talent privilege. Like, oh man, I'm playing better than you. I mean, like, you got a whole better team. You got all this other stuff here. Of course. That's my point. Of course. That's all I'm saying.
They don't have any All-Stars. They have one. So there's the
Nuggets.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Murray's not even the All-Star. It's his teammate. That's my point.
You can literally compare that team. One All-Star and might win the finals.
Yeah, but you can compare the team, but you can't. Why would you compare the player that's not even an All-Star to the player that is the main objective of the other defense? He's not the main objective. So he's supposed to play well. He's supposed to shoot well when we're not worried about you. We're worried about Joker.
I guess.
That's all I'm saying.
You
compare him to somebody that we're worried about. We're worried about.
If you dissect it, yes,
gosh.
that's
what we're doing. That's what we're here.
It was just a stat.
Eyesonpodium.
Just a stat saying
these stats just don't be meaning nothing. These stats don't be meaning nothing. They just be putting stats up just to say something and not give the context.
This is a dumb stat.
It's a terrible stat.
Stats I always talk about. It's a dumb stat. Yes, it's a stupid stat. That's what I call them. Stupid stat. But it's just saying how good he was playing. Take it for face value. That's it.
I can't. Eyesonpodium podcast, episode 44. Let's do it, boy. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Everything, please.
All that.
Sorry for the wait.
I don't read no comments. I don't care what they say. Time and place, we can talk about it. Last night I was wildin'. Made 2K over 2K. It's a new day and I'm back to problem. Bank account be crowded. By next June, need 5 rooms, soundproof. Watch them doubt it. Hey, they try to talk me out here. I done wasted some greatness just sitting there trying to think about it. I go John Moran, give all of my homies rollies. I'm a hot pig, rolling with me, gon' be low key. Best believe it's more of us, but today I'm dolly. Grab me by the hand, damn, she don't even know me. Open hit the corner for the 3, nobody noticed them. Catch me out in traffic, keep it curry when talking. Eyes on podium. No one should be talking. Keep your eyes on the podium. Yeah. No one should be talking. Eyes on